Nerdrotic.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Nerdrotic Nooner. My name is Gary Beekler, and I come to you from Nerdrotic.com, and I downed a cup of coffee like right before this started, so I'm feeling pretty good. Let's go. George! I just felt like saying that. Holy shit. What a terrible weekend for Hollywood. No, it's not the entire town that's filled with vapid, empty-headed simpletons who just pass on what they have been downloaded. But it certainly looks like it's the majority. And unfortunately, when you're a Hollywood star, you're always wearing your Hollywood uniform, and people are just going to take it as this is all of Hollywood. So when we see the usual suspects like Mark Ruffalo or Pedro Pascal out there showing support for diddlers, it ends up being a bit of a problem. And yes, I did watch the whole Quartering versus Keemstar thing go down last night, and I got to side with Quartering on this one. There are certain lines we just don't cross as human beings, and I am certainly against cancel culture, but I think we kind of need a refresher on what exactly it is, because cancel culture itself is the hypocrisy of an industry that will fire people for, saying their political beliefs online and not fire others for saying basically the same or much worse on the other side of the aisle, just because the vast majority of people in Hollywood tend to agree with it. I do believe Clifton Duncan labeled them the blue cult, which I am fine with. The blue cult. For example, Gina Carano, who mostly tweets out and puts on Instagram, hey, find somebody to hug today, stuff like that. Or, do not comply once in a while. Or she'll post an analogy stating that, hey, it was very easy for this totalitarian, authoritarian regime from the 40s to take control because the populace helped them. They had a very willing and enabled populace. Some people were uncomfortable with that analogy. I wasn't. Because we're seeing things like that play out. But then there's showing sympathy for diddlers. Two entirely different things. And you know what? I'm okay with canceling any kind of support or sympathy for diddlers. Fine with that. Totally fine with that. It's like one of the two things that I think should automatically get you a timeout. Go in the corner. Don't want Pedro Pascal fired. Didn't want James Gunn fired. Didn't want Roseanne Barr fired. Didn't want Gina Carano fired. But it's not cancel culture. You know what? If you're bad at your job, if you suck at your job and you get fired, that's not cancel culture. If you are, for example, an a-hole and you treat people like crap, you plunge daggers in people's back, or you're just a backstabbing snake, and you exhibit this behavior for long periods of time, unapologetically, and you get shunned by people, that isn't cancel culture. That's just people not wanting to be around an a-hole. That's a big difference from, hey, I made one mistake, I'm really sorry. And you know what? It's okay to make 2 mistakes. It's okay to make 3, as long as they're different and you're apologetic for it and we own up to our shit. We all make mistakes. We're human. I understand that. What happened to Gina Carano is cancel culture. Pedro, by the way, I outside of James Gunn, I don't recall any right-wing tweet storms getting anybody canceled. And the last time I checked, James Gunn directed a movie this year, one that I liked. And I saw, and he's directing Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And the only reason Disney capitulated even a little bit was because he was joking about diddlers. Something, as far as like edgy humor goes, for me, it depends on the setting. It depends if it's at a comedy show. It depends on the situation. It depends on where it comes from. And again, it's like a repeated behavior. I have no sympathy for that stuff. And I have my reasons for having no sympathy for that stuff. If you want to know what I'm talking about, go check out my AA story on Nerdrotic Live. My thought on that one is I like to, even practicing recovery, I like to have empathy, and I think, I love a good redemption story, and I like forgiveness and stuff, and I just think there's a couple of things out there that are pretty much unforgivable, and I would say, hey, better luck next time around. Better luck next time around. So, yeah. There's Pedro, there's Mark Ruffalo, and they were just getting destroyed on Twitter, which is that's home field advantage for them. So if they're getting destroyed on their home court, what does that tell you? That, wow, thank God some people have some limits. And bless your heart for roasting the crap out of them. It was very entertaining to read. It's when you see, Keem going at quartering and stuff, I saw a lot of people getting out the popcorn, sure. But I don't know Keemstar at all. I don't watch his stuff. I'm not into the drama alert stuff. I know a lot of people are, and that's cool. And he's freaking huge on this platform, and he's got a big old house, big old garage with a lot of cars. Good for him. That's success. I love to see success. But I got to side with quartering on this one. I don't recall quartering asking Disney Plus to fire Pedro. And let's be real, they're not going to fire Pedro. They're just not. They're not going to fire Mark Ruffalo, and I don't want them to. What I'd like to see is some balance. While I would vehemently disagree with you if you just didn't like the verdict and said, hey, I don't like the verdict, that's, of course, it's fine. But then it wasn't that, was it? It was taking it the step further and then using the tragedy from last night as an analogy. A couple people did, because they thought, there was no shortage of just sheet-hearted hot takes last night on Twitter. And you just, it shows that it isn't about actually caring about people. And I know I'm stating the obvious here. It shows that they have no principles whatsoever. It's just about being about the blue cult. And yeah, there has to be opposition to that. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there. Why don't you just be quiet? I'm sure you'd love us to. And believe me, there's not very many places to go. That's why YouTube is a thing. They shut down every other comment section, and they're starting to shut down stuff here too with that dislike button. I loved the fact, and that the co-creator of YouTube had something to say about the dislike button, which was great. The guy who did the very first video on YouTube, he's against removing the dislike button. And most every creator is against it. Oh, I'm sure there's some that are for it. Those are the ones who, well, can't stand the heat, stay the hell out of the kitchen. You put yourself out there, you're gonna make mistakes for thousands of people to see. You're gonna accidentally pick your nose on a live stream or fart in a live stream and the mic picks it up. That's just, it happens. But hey, look on the bright side. At least you're not like, I don't know, crapping your pants in front of the Pope or something like that. That'd be embarrassing. That would be embarrassing. All right, so there's we're going to go over some Pedro stuff and some Mark Ruffalo stuff. And I want to discuss what happened in Walnut Creek last night. It's in Northern California. It's in the Bay Area. There was a coordinated, Nordstrom's was shoplifted 25 cars. 25 cars was organized, and that's all due to a stupid law in this state. And it's one of the many reasons I am out of this state. And now we have people complaining about, oh my God, people are coordinating theft. Well, yes, they can communicate with each other. And nobody's going to do anything about it. And this is the limousine liberal mentality of like Marin County. We'll just decriminalize stuff and they'll stop being crime. It doesn't affect them. They're over the Golden Gate Bridge. They have the Bay as a barrier. They're not getting hit with any of this stuff. Just like Pedro and Mark, they're safe and sound. They're safe and sound in their big effing houses. And there is no danger just yet of anything coming to their door. In the meantime, the small businesses are getting burned down in certain neighborhoods, and these businesses are underinsured. I don't know if any of you caught the Tim Pool video from 3 or 4 days ago where he talked about the New York Times. A New York Times writer who has left the New York Times admitted that she sat on a story until after the election. Basically, all those small businesses that burned, which were mostly not white, by the way, were underinsured. So they didn't get any insurance money. Their business is gone forever. So all of those largely white people that were running around in Antifa, burning down businesses and saying, it's just property, insurance will pay for it. No, actually, they didn't. Like we were saying last year. I don't know if anybody's tried to, had an insurance claim for theft or anything like that. How fun was that? How much of your stuff did you get back? How cooperative was the insurance company? I know there's like comic book insurance out there. Yeah, good luck collecting on any of that. It's a scam. It's a scam. Just make sure your comic books are safe. That's all I got to say. Because they get stolen, they gone. You have an Amazing Fantasy 15 that's worth $16,000. Somebody steals it. You think an insurance company is going to cover that? No. Maybe if it gets stolen out of a bank in a safe deposit box, which it wouldn't. All right. And then I want to talk about some pop culture. Disney Plus. We had Disney Plus Day last week, and I talked about it on my night live stream, but like the impact of it didn't even hit me until I talked about it. I'm like, wait a minute. We've just had the most Marvel we've had in any year. Like, they should be on top of the world. 5 or 6 shows on Disney Plus. What? WandaVision. Maybe it's 5. WandaVision, Loki, What If, Falcon Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, which hasn't come out yet. And they flatlined on subs. How's that possible? I mean, Loki was, I freely admit, Loki was a popular show, but a lot of people were talking about it online, yet they still flatlined on subs. They're having to do some finagling to make it look better next quarter because they're bundling Disney Plus in with Hulu to make their numbers look better because they flatlined with 5 Marvel shows. And no, I do not think it is I don't think people are getting tired of Marvel. I think people are getting tired of bad Marvel. I don't think there will be comic book fatigue if the movies were good. We'll find out. But the overall box office, they've had to, opening weekends of 44 million, which, hey, that's great. Ghostbusters beat a very low estimate, and it did well, and I'm happy for it. I want, movies that at least try to be good, show reverence for the past to do well. Not saying I don't, but all of these box office estimates, for good reasons, have been toned down quite a bit. Now they're going to say it's solely because of Delta Epsilon variant. I would say that is a percentage of it. Yes, absolutely. The other percentage, which they will find out once they can no longer use this as an excuse, although they probably will forever, is 73 million Americans, probably more, feeling alienated by that town. And this last weekend did not help. And there is an entropy. There is an entropy with this. So that does have consequences. And again, it's not cancel culture if you keep your money in your wallet. People are starting to use cancel culture for like the craziest reasons. I've been canceled. Where are you? Where are you now? Not really sure about that. Let's see who's here. We're going to go to the chat. Two-Tone says, smash that like button. Thank you. I appreciate that. We got Eric K and his wrench. Daz Pants Games, what's up? Sailor Mercury, the Nerdporial Life Form, Olaf Van S, Tobias Gregory, MH. Let's go up here. Paul Cook, I'll get to your super chat in just a moment. Thank you very much, Paul Cook. Purple Echo. What's this say? Wiki says Wilk killed Snake 07. Bionic Belly Button. Hello, Bionic Belly Button. 666. I get what you're doing there. Langbo 9999999 number 9. Robert Wiles, Jennifer Cisco, Mighty Healthy. That's good. I just got back from the gym. You know why I go to the gym? Because you never know when shit's going to go down. And I want to be in a good enough shape to fight or flight. Turo, Andy Mouse 123, and Fearder. Orbital Hub, JD, Anonymous 666. I already done that one. Stony D, what's up? James Styles, I'll get to your super chat in just a minute. Thank you. And Darth Bretz, welcome to the Nerdrotic Nooner. Evil names. I know. Let's go, Brandon, says Fionor. Let's go, Brandon. Well, we're living in Brandon's America right now. What I saw a funny tweet. It's like, stop it. He thinks his name is Brandon now. Oh, what am I talking about? I loathe gyms. Yeah. It took a while to get to like it. When did I start liking going and working out? Well, because I was a wastoid for my early formative years after being kind of sporty in high school in the early years before the drugs and the rock and roll and the girls and the sex and all the craziness happened. But then I went to prison and there wasn't much to do, so I started working out. And yeah, stayed in the habit, and it was good. It was good. And plus, I'm not young. And yeah, I kind of wished if the country was going to go sideways, it would have done it when I was in my 30s, maybe. But that's not the case. And before I had kids. So Pedro. hater. I don't know if he's deleted tweet. I heard Mark Ruffalo deleted his tweet, and you can't say, well, I mean, yes, they are uninformed. All the people wondering, did they cross state lines? Well, the two guys apparently that were offed traveled further than Mr. Rittenhouse, a lot further. And that was pointed out in Razorfist video and by a lot of other people, by the way. But I'm more concerned with Hollywood, because Hollywood, there are some in Hollywood who do just simply want our system to burn. And they somehow think it's not going to affect them, which is funny. I'm on your side. Famous last words. Famous last words. And we are embarking on the holiday week. It's the holiday month. Let's be real. We got Black Friday coming up. Oh, and I'm getting my replacement computer so I can send this one back in a couple of days. So that's good. That's good. But yeah, Black Friday's coming up. There'll be a lot of live streaming. I am for the first time, for the first time probably since prison, I'm solo for Thanksgiving. No family. They're all, my wife decided to go to the most dangerous state in the country, Wisconsin. Somehow Wisconsin became the deadliest place in the country. Listen, no offense, Wisconsin. My family's there. Love you guys. She's going to have a place there that we can go and visit during the summers from Texas. But I digress. Yeah, she's going to see my kids and her brother, and I'm going to stay back and work. So I'll be live streaming. There'll be probably a Thanksgiving live stream. Just chill, making some videos, just doing this thing that I like a lot. Let's pull up the article. Oh yeah, we got to talk about J.K. Rowling and the head writer for X-Men 97 as well. It's just typical. This is from Bounding into Comics. I'm going to have to switch that. Okay. Good. That's still moving. The Mandalorian actor Pedro Pascal famously watched Geeks and Gamers and retweeted Geeks and Gamers. And was watching the live stream, by the way. Mourns Mr. Rittenhouse's assailants, appears to libel Rittenhouse. And then we repeat that. Rittenhouse was found not guilty by a jury of his peers on all 5 counts he was charged with. Rittenhouse was charged with some stuff. Okay. And he was charged with more stuff, and we all know what went down. So we got, let's get to here. The first charge, I don't want to say these words. Video showed Rittenhouse attempting to flee Rosenbaum and even drawing his weapon in an effort to deter Rosenbaum. It did not, and Rosenbaum continued to pursue Rittenhouse and even lunged at his firearm. Rittenhouse then deleted him. Rosenbaum also has a lengthy criminal record, including being a diddler. And as reported by Heavy, Rosenbaum has been accused of horrible things, forcible horrible things, and perverted horrible things, and distributing horrible things. Rosenbaum would eventually be convicted of horrible things with a young person in the second degree during a plea deal. 5 kids, apparently dated single mothers to have access to. And by the way, he's a hobbit. He was 5'3". And they always put that nice little picture of him, but and I'm not going to show any of the video. There's video of the guy dropping the N-bomb. He was clearly mentally ill, should not have been out on the streets, and was just there for the anarchy. That was there for the destruction, and that's probably what most people were there for. The charge of first degree deletion for the killing of Anthony Huber. Video presented during the case showed Kyle Rittenhouse fall to the ground as he was being pursued. We all know that. So we get to Pedro. Joseph Rosenbaum, 36, and Anthony Huber, 27, murdered August 25th, 2020. Rest in peace, he says. Rest in peace. Why, I guess the question has to be asked, why would he, tweet something so stupid and uninformed? But we are talking about adult pretenders. This is exactly why I call them this. When they go off script, see, other people usually write the words for them, and what they're really good at is pretending to be human, pretending to be adults, when other people write words for them. When they have to make the words themselves, a commonality with some actors, aside from being very overdramatic, is some of them are dumb as a bag of hammers. Some aren't. Some are very intelligent. We have Clifton Duncan out there. He is an artist. And there's some that I like. Somebody made a very good point on Twitter when I put up my adult pretender tweet. They said, yeah, exactly right. We need to, stop putting these people on pedestals. I never have. I love the art form of film. I love escapism, but I've never worshipped actors. I like, I think some of them do a good job. I think, Tom Hardy's a pretty good actor. I liked David Tennant as the Doctor, but yeah, I don't worship them because they can pretend well. I think it's definitely a skill, and it's a testament to how great this country is that they can go and pretend for a living and make obscene amounts of money, and good for them for making that money. You earned it with that skill. But then to constantly come out and just talk about how bad the place is that gave you a job that people would kill for if they had the talent for it. I mean, there's some people who you can tell enjoy their craft and they're just having fun, and they don't go and Chris Pratt is one. They're just like, hey, this is a great life. And you don't need to comment on every single thing. You don't. And maybe if you worked on, especially, Pedro is famous now. He's done some other stuff, and he's a decent actor. I'm not saying he's not, but you're in The Mandalorian, right? So you're in a Star Wars show. I mean, Star Wars should be used to heal, period. If it has any purpose at all outside of just amusing people for a little while, entertainment, Star Wars has a very special place to some, not me anymore, but but at least in pop culture, it's our American mythology, along with Star Trek and other things. And to use that as a pulpit, as a soapbox, to spout this garbage that is nothing but divisive. And this is what I've been talking about for years. Some people claim it doesn't exist. The divisiveness in this country is just getting worse and worse and worse. And Hollywood has been leaning into it very hard, very hard. They want this system destroyed. And Maybe because they think they're going to be exempt? Not really sure. We're gonna play the tape all the way through. It's an old AA saying. You know, when we think about, I could just have one drink, you know, then you call your sponsor and your sponsor says, well, play the tape all the way through. Will it be one drink, or will it be knee deep in hookers and cocaine in Vegas in a week? Because that's playing the tape all the way through. I don't know if you can see the ratio. Let me go back on that. This thing is ratioed to hell. Okay. There you can. It is amazing. We got Yellow Flash pointing out the obvious here. Dated single mothers so he could Sodom and Gomorrah their sons. Convicted 5 times. Kidnapped and suffocated somebody. Convicted twice. Steph. Here are the people killed by BLM that you never hear about. And I have heard and Renee, I've heard the argument, hey, there's other, stories out there that we haven't heard and you don't care as much about, like, hey, that's on the media. We don't know this. That's on the media. The media is the one not reporting that. The media is not doing their job. The media's been sitting on stuff and hiding stuff. If there is another case like that, I'd certainly like to know it. I thought one of the great things that came out of the trial is you saw the prosecutorial misconduct, the bullshit that goes on, which I have seen firsthand. Let me tell you a little story. First time I got busted, I was a kid. I did something stupid. Right? I did time for it. But the prosecutor was trying like hell to intimidate me and to get me to write a confession and all this stuff. And thankfully, and this was before I had a lawyer. So they weren't supposed to be doing this. So they're trying to back me into a corner before I even got into a lawyer. And because I was a dumb kid, I didn't know, and I learned that day to shut the hell up. Always use your right to remain silent. So yeah, there is shittiness on both sides for sure. And has been. And you would think certain organizations out there would be very happy about that a lot of people got to see that. But no, because it's not about principles. It's not about principles. But he's just getting killed. And Viva comes in right here. Yeah. And I don't have a lot of time to feel sorry for, there's Salty Cracker. What's up, Salty? I don't have a lot of time to feel bad. I really don't. And now I'm going to see if the Mark Ruffalo one is up, because that one's even worse. That one is even, wonder if my man Ryan retweeted him. Because I heard it was deleted. We'll find out. Oh, Ryan beat me to it. About the guy from last night. Did he cross state lines? Checking. He's done a video on it, but I don't know if he's retweeted. God, I don't want to go through Ruffalo's Twitter. I really don't. I guess I'll have to. I don't follow him. I don't follow celebs for this reason. It's his birthday, too. All right, let's go. Now I got to go through this disaster of a Twitter. Oh my God. Yeah, I think it's gone. Either way, basically what he said is he called Joseph Rosenbaum JoJo. Little JoJo was murdered. The trash was taken out. And again, I don't care if you, again, I would totally disagree with you, but I don't care if you have a problem with the verdict. But when you're showing sympathy, yeah, it's just a losing argument. Oh my God, I can't take it. I can't look at that Twitter anymore. Oh my God, so fucking ungrateful. And to think there was a time I was like, he might be a good Hulk, you know? What I knew of him was, what was it? 40 Days and 40 Nights was like a rom-com from San Francisco with a ghost or some shit. I can't remember. And then he was in Zodiac. I fucking love Zodiac. It's a great movie. Great film. So I'm like, yeah, he's all right. You know, I think he'd be fine. Think he'll be fine. So as we see, as we head towards Thanksgiving, I was thankful that there wasn't a bunch of rioting after this, although I think there was a good attempt to try. I'm very sorry what happened yesterday. We were waiting on details. They caught a guy. I'm not sure what the motivation was yet. It might have been politically motivated. But again, like I haven't looked really, I've been just paying attention to I don't go to the mainstream anymore. I just go over Twitter and I try to find people I can trust. I think Andy No is covering some of it. And I just don't know the details. I just know it was horrible. And, it's just hilarious that I do believe the FBI just a couple of days ago said that parents were those bad people for just wanting to get their kids out of school. And by the way, get your kids out of school. Get your kids, like, that's what's making this. Unless you're in a spectacular one, of course, if your school is good, then that's fine. But I don't know. I saw it firsthand at San Francisco on how bad a school system can get. And it's bad. It's bad. Let's go to a few of your questions. Libs of TikTok just tweeted, who's ready for a shitstorm. I wonder what that means. We are never going to know the truth about the Waukesha Christmas parade massacre. It's Las Vegas all over again. Uh-oh. Yeah, they're being awfully quiet about this. And you want to know why? Because my guess, my speculation is it's political. It's politically motivated. And yeah, I'd fucking love to be just breaking down Marvel movies right now. And I will. I'm going to be reviewing Hawkeye. I think I'm going to come out with by popular demand, I'm going to do a Star Trek Discovery. I'm just going to review episode 1, and then I'm going to wait till the end of the season. And I've got a little time to work on Picard, so I'm going to work on Picard. But let's get to your questions. I know Dave Cullen came out with the video, but I can't watch it. I can't watch any of the Picard reviews until I do mine. I saw Red Letter Media didn't like Ghostbusters. I know some people didn't like it. I liked it. I liked it for solely for the reason it showed reverence to the past. It's more of a Ghostbusters epilogue than anything else. It's a sweet movie. That's all. It's a nice little movie that doesn't piss anybody off. And I'm fine with it. Total nostalgia bait. I totally agree with that. And, it's not one for the history books or anything like that. But, if you want to have a good time with the family this Thanksgiving, go see Ghostbusters. You won't regret it. You won't regret it. A little slow at times, but okay. Yeah. I've been watching Foundation. It has its own Mikey Burnham. Episode 9 even gives out the white privilege lecture, raised in a terrarium. So don't know better, says Aiken for $7.99 Australian. I thought Foundation was, I don't know anything about the book, but I thought it definitely wasn't woke. So maybe I was wrong on that one. Like, because Dune is kind of woke, but like 60s woke. It's fine. And like even I heard Wheel of Time just got destroyed. So Lord of the Rings is going to be shit, folks. It's going to be shit. And again, be prepared for LGBTQ plus representation in Lord of the Rings. It's one of the things I know is going to happen. The Grizzly for $20. What are you talking about there, Gary? The media did its job perfectly. Its job is to cause a racial unrest. Its job is to make Kyle guilty before he even took the stand. It was the media's job to get Brandon into office. The Grizzly, I'm not going to argue with you. They did their jobs perfectly. The state-sponsored media is just doing what they're told. I saw Rage Against the Machine calling it out, and people were roasting them too. Rage with the Machine, raging for the Machine. Sheesh 316, thank you for the $5 donation. I appreciate it. We got here. Let's go to we're in the chat. We got, we consumers don't ask for much. Customers, your customers. Customers don't ask for much. Just give us entertaining shows and a good story to boot. Disney won't learn a darn thing, and they will continue to make stale shows and movies because idiots continue to consume. Let the idiots have it and watch Disney tank. Well, they will. I mean, if they keep making crap, it takes the normies a very long time to pick up what's going on. Joe Rogan was talking. There was that big like Red Pill Woodstock podcast in Tim Pool's motorhome in Austin. And Joe Rogan was talking to Alex. And Alex was going off and he's like, whoa, Alex, calm down. And he made a great analogy, which I've said here, by the way, of what we do. What is it we do? So Alex gets a little, he gets into the weeds, right? And he just assumes that everybody knows as much as he does when they don't. So I think his analogy was, you're a tennis commentator talking like everybody, you're assuming that talking about Roger Federer, assuming that everybody knows who he is. And they don't. It's like me talking Doctor Who and just assuming everybody knows who Russell T. Davies is, which they don't. Or Stephen Moffat. Which, I mean, you think as a fan, well, yeah, but like a lot of people are just like, hey, I watched the show. I don't give a shit who writes it. I don't even know like the actress's name. I think it's Jodie, something like that. That's the majority of anybody who's watching a show. So I've got all day. I've got all day to go to the gym and poke through the news and, it's just what I do and I enjoy it. But not everybody has that kind of time or wants to take that kind of time. But we are observing things that are at their beginning stages. So, for example, if somebody comes out and says, Star Wars is in great shape right now, and there are people who come out and say that, they actually believe that Star Wars is in great shape right now. Star Wars survived. It's not in great shape. Great shape is having a movie trilogy planned and in production, having multiple shows planned and in production, and not pulling things out of your ass and winging it, which is what they have been doing. They are not in great shape. The brand is strong, and because of the brand that George created, Disney is still able to make gobs of money despite their incompetence. But that will eventually get to them, and we are at that point. We are there. The only success that they could wring out of Star Wars right now is playing around in the past with stuff that George created. You're not moving this franchise forward at all. And if anybody brings up like the High Republic as moving the franchise forward, no. Only the hardcore holdouts, consumers are buying that stuff. You're not growing your brand. It's very stagnant right now. That's why Disney Plus flatlined on subscribers. And the same thing is happening to Marvel. It's in the early stages. Marvel can probably suck for 2, maybe 3 years before people go, all right, this is, and it's going to happen. It's going to happen. The first couple of movies that suck, people are going to deny it because this is Marvel. It can't be bad. This is the thing that everybody likes, so I got to like it. There's so much FOMO involved and optics and the illusion of success. You know, that's why, you know, certain channels or networks go out and get like fabulous studios and fucking spend gobs of money because they want to look like they're successful. And it's usually those gobs of money spent on shit you really don't need to, which ends up ending it. You know, broadcast television, how long can broadcast television compete against live streamers? You're spending millions a day on software, hardware, giant staff, fucking satellite fees, fees of stuff I don't even fucking know about, you know, licensing through the government. To do what I can just do after drinking a cup of coffee and whatever my internet costs today. And you can do too. And I don't need some $100,000 camera or $24,000 camera. I have a $200 camera that performs like a $100 camera, by the way. But it's a Logitech Brio. Updating cams when I go to the studio. Do I need to? Probably not. But, you know, why not? But that's as much as I'm going, by the way. I'm not going to be in some fancy-ass studio. Hell no. But I digress. They can't compete against us. Nick Rekieta, in a little office in Minnesota, got 10 of his friends on a live stream, 100,000 people watching, and the media was talking about him. Why? Because he is the media now. I am the media now. You are the media now. All of us are. And that's why it's more important than ever we maintain integrity. Oh, I know. I am well aware there are people out there who just hate us and they think we're making up lies. I can only speak for myself. This is my take on the world. And, you know, saw my baby boy Ryan was did a great live stream last night. You should catch his live stream on Sunday. I was watching pretty much the whole thing. And I'll repeat what he said. I mean, like, you see me. You know, you see Jeremy. That's Jeremy. And I'll even see for Tim Pool. I met Tim Pool. That's Tim Pool. That's how he is. I mean, like him or not, that's how he is. And that's why it works. That's why it works. That's why I tune into Culture Casino or Sporking or, you know, or anybody else, because I know it's them. I know it's them. And that's important. That's really important. Some people can't, again, get their head around it because they're not honest, and that I can't do a lot about that. That sounds like a YP. Thanks again. for the super chat. I think it's a good point. We are customers, not consumers. And we need to be treated with respect. And when you're out there disrespecting, you can disagree with somebody political without being disrespectful. But it's beyond disrespectful. Let's just drop that. We have moved so far past disrespectful, and we're moving to hate. It is political bigotry. It is hate in its purest form. They don't see you as human. They don't want you to exist. One of the things, I'm going to refer back to that Tim Pool video of a couple days ago where the New York Times squashed a story about the insurance companies not covering the small businesses that were burned down in the riots. They wanted to wait until after the election to put out the story, but the young lady summed up the story with this. She basically, and this, by the way, this is her team she was calling out. She's all, basically, the New York Times wanted people to watch their businesses burn, be thankful for it, and walk away. I think the analogy was in the Eternals at the end when Icarus tries to kill the Eternals, and then because he wants to, he believes in the Celestials and he wants to keep the Celestial alive, and he has his reasoning, but then he joins the Eternals, and then he goes to Circe, and then he says he's sorry, and then he goes off and kills himself. That's basically what they want us to do. So I love compromise. I'm all about it. I know there's a lot of people in the middle. I'd say most people are. And it's getting really hard because now the blue cult even sees you. I mean, they just see everybody. And let's just say it, as a Nazi. Everybody. Libertarian, classic liberal, a liberal who might just be liberal in everything except for, maybe I'd like to be taxed a little less or something like that. I don't know. You're all the enemy now. And there has to be an opposition. And what do they always come at us with? Far right. You're far right. There is a far right. There is. There absolutely is. It is so insignificant in number and has no fucking power. Will we have to worry about it someday? Not right now. Because the far left is the biggest concern. Far, far crazy ass cultish. And it's been stoked up and fortified by our institutions. That, you know what? A lot of people just walked away from and blackpilled and just gave up. And we're all paying the price. And you know what? Like, I'll take responsibility too. I will. It may be hard to remember that quite often people may not like a thing, even if it's not woke. And that's perfectly okay. Also, an anime recommendation. Let's see what that anime recommendation is Black Lagoon. It's like the A-Team, but with 90s anime violence. Ooh, that sounds fun. Veride, thank you for the 50 British pounds. That's proper money. That is proper money. So, so we have this, and it's like, I would love, again, to not bring this up, but one of the main reasons I'm uprooting my effing family, it hit me today. So I was dropping my wife off to the airport, right? And I'm driving through San Diego, going up the 5, and I'm hitting Pacific Beach. It's fucking gorgeous. You can see Point Loma. It's a beautiful effing day. It's like 75 degrees. And I'm like, it hit me like I'm leaving again. It was hard enough to leave San Diego, to move San Diego to San Francisco with Melissa when I wanted to, when I was like, hey, I'm really into this girl. I'm going to move up there. because I wanted to live in San Diego the rest of my life. I love it here. Like, I fucking love it here. And it hit me today that, like, oh man, I'm going to be gone. That's it. I'm done here. And it sucked. It sucked. I had to think about, like, there's a bunch of places I have to go see before I go, because I might never see them again. You know, like Roberto's Taco Shop, Lou's Records, go visit Jamie at Southern California Comics, maybe catch a Padre game, go down to the beach, do a lot of stuff that I'm never going to be able to do again. Go look at my the house I grew up in. Go look at the punk rock, our version of the Crass house that I lived in when I was a teenager, with a bunch of wayward runaway punk rockers in the 80s. And the house was terrible, but we partied like it was fucking 1999 every fucking day. And that house is still standing. We didn't burn it down. We lived in it for months without power or water, which, yeah. So, yeah, a lot of places I got to check out. Maybe even go to LA one more time. But yeah, it sucks. And why? Well, systems are breaking down here. It's failing. Like, California is failing. When laws are no longer respected, I made the analogy a couple of years ago on this podcast. It's like, hey, we're a pretty civilized nation. We stop at four-way stops in the middle of nowhere with no cop in sight. We'll stop. We'll even look both ways when we know for a fact there's no cars anywhere for miles. But we'll stop because that's what we're supposed to do. And it's like no harm done. Let's stay in the habit. Now we're not stopping at that four-way stop sign in the middle of nowhere. We're blowing right through it. They changed a law here in California. It was largely pushed by the limousine liberals and champagne dipshits from fucking Marin who run this country. And they decriminalized shoplifting under $900. Now, what they need to decriminalize is a vast majority of the fucking drug charges. That's what they need to decriminalize. If you want to decriminalize something, and then maybe use some of those gobs of tax money that you steal from everybody and try to put it towards actual rehabilitation instead of the business of prisons, which is, it is a business and it's a profitable one for the state. But yeah, people are getting coordinated, and Tim did a video on it again. And you know, he was pretty, like, I don't agree with everything he said, but I agree with one sentiment. Like, fuck these people for doing this, but you can't blame them for coming up with this. Like, you open the door, California, for people to get together and go, hey, if enough of us just steal under $900 worth of stuff. I mean, the problem is it's conspiracy. Like, once you start coordinating with people, it's conspiracy, which is a whole other charge that can get you a whole other bunch of time, which people probably don't know until they're charged with it. They tried to charge me with conspiracy, by the way. When I acted alone in all of my crimes, they tried to hit me with conspiracy because the prosecutor, by the way, when it came to my case, tried to pin 10 burglaries on me that I didn't do. And we had to spend like real time fighting that. And I was pretty fucking worried because I was looking at decades, because this prosecutor wanted to make a name for himself. And he just saw a young, dumb kid who, you know, didn't have the money to defend himself and could pin a bunch of shit. Fortunately, there's this thing called evidence that still mattered. And I could put my, you know, I verified that I wasn't at any of these places. God, he was like pinning me with shit that happened like Chula Vista. It's like, dude, I don't think I've ever been to Chula Vista at the time. I think I might have drove through it to go to Tijuana, but I never stopped there. I digress. California's failing. It's failing. And I don't think you're going to see shit like this in most parts of Texas. Maybe Austin, but most parts of Texas, you're not going to see this shit. because security guards can't do anything here. People who work at the shop, we can't put our hands on anybody here. The only way you can put your hands on somebody is if you feel your life is in danger, and you better be able to prove it or they will arrest you. And I wasn't kidding. The only way you can get cops out to your house in San Francisco is defend your property, and then they'll arrest you. They will arrest you. Sheesh. 316, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate the donation. Siberius for $5. I'm turning to Riqueda's Rittenhouse streams into digestible. I'm turning them into digestible 1 to 7 minute videos on my channel at my upload limit for the day. Siberius. That's cool. Did you check with Nick and see if that's okay? Maybe Nick's okay with it. But I that's cool. That's awesome. And you know what I would do? I would say, hey, Nick, I've got these digestible clips of your stuff. I'll say, like, I don't mind if people react to my videos, or, I mean, as long as you change it, I don't care. I mean, if you outright just upload my stuff with the title, I might have an issue with that. But if you guys just, if you take pieces of it or stuff, I don't care. Or if you want to give me shit, I don't care. I don't care. That's fine. And I doubt, I mean, Nick's a pretty fucking cool, chill dude. I doubt he cares. But maybe Nick wants to start a clip channel. Maybe you can go, hey, Nick, you want a clip channel, bro? I'll work with you. That's what Perry did. Try it. But that's cool. I mean, I think that's a great idea, because I think, you know, some people just don't want to go through the whole live stream. I would recommend going through the whole live stream, but yeah, you know, that does take a lot of work. That does. Hey, and it shows you're a fan. So that's why you have to be, you know, we have to be understanding of that. We have to be understanding of that too. According to John Campia, Disney is moving forward. Oh my God, do I have to answer this? Shit. This might be the computer company. Hang on just a moment. One moment. Sorry about that, folks, but they were sending my computer to the wrong address, and that was I had to call them and tell them my right address. So sorry about that. All right, so according to John Campia, Disney is moving forward with a Jack Sparrow Pirates of the Caribbean project without Johnny Depp. Well, fucking good luck. Johnny Depp is Jack Sparrow. We don't support this project run by hypocrites. Mikey Gussler for $10. I completely agree. Justice for Johnny Depp. I think it's messed up that he obviously got involved with a very psychotic woman. We've all had those girlfriends. Well, okay, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us have had those girlfriends who break into our houses. Yeah, I had one of those. She put a cigarette out. This is back in our teenage years. My ex put a cigarette out on Melissa's back, and Melissa beat the snot out of her. And like, Melissa can throw like a dude. So she was like just fucking roundhousing, just boom, knocked that bitch right off her Vespa. It was, you know, I'm sitting there, my friends all, dude, these chicks are like totally fighting over you. I'm all, yeah. True story. Fantastic Mr. Knox for $50 Australian dollars. Oh, that was the consumers. super chat. Thank you very much for that. Fantastic, Mr. Knox. You're fantastic. Paul Cook for 5 British pounds. Hey, that's real money. Hey, Gary. Hail, Gary. Hail, chat. Just wondering if you think about watching Amazon's Wheel of Time. Pretty good so far. Stay awesome, sir. Lady Greymaster, who I trust as far as taste. We have very similar taste on things. And I don't know shit about the books, right? I meant to get around to reading it. Didn't get around to reading it. I was going to try it out. But the trailer just didn't pull me in. I hate the costuming. It looks like CW fantasy to me. If you like it, that's cool. But I watched Lady Greymaster's, and I just know how I feel about intersectional feminism. And if it's all men bad, women good the whole time, then no thanks. I've already seen that in every Marvel project. And pretty much everything from Hollywood, from Westworld to Mr. Robot to all the shit I used to love. You know, I should make a video. You know what? I'm going to stop saying stuff out loud because somebody's, I'm going to make a video on something. I'm going to make a video on something. I just got an idea. It's a pretty good one too. A significant amount of pop culture today is talking about pop culture. Hail, Nerdrotic. James Styles. Yes, for $5. It's culture. It's all of our culture mixed in. That's why we had to, talk about Rittenhouse, and it's big news. It's not anything I'm going to stay on past today. So, my next off pop culture content. Well, I got really close to doing a Pedro video today. And if I have time today, I might, but I have to work on Picard, and I got to finish up my goodbye to San Francisco. And I got the perfect ending delivered today with those 2 stories of the coordinated robberies at Nordstrom, and they did one in Union Square as well. And my favorite part about it is San Franciscans are starting to complain about it. They're actually going, "You need to do something. Fucking idiots, you voted for this. This is the consequences of your fucking elections and a supermajority one-party state. This is it. It fails. It degrades. We have a fucking train that we've spent billions on that goes nowhere. They barely laid any fucking track. And they sold us this train. It was supposed to be a high-speed train between San Francisco and LA, and it's going from like fucking Modesto to some other fucking hick town. No offense. But it's not going anywhere. And it cost $40 billion. Gone. Yet the schools want fucking more money. And the fucking fraud for unemployment is in the billions because we have a bunch of idiots and, by the way, criminals working in the system. They found out it was an inside job, and they want to tax us more and more when they've just burned billions of dollars. In the meantime, the states, the small businesses that you let burn, you didn't offer a fucking penny to. So fuck Gavin Newsom. Fuck California. I'm done with this fucking state. It can fucking fall into the ocean after I leave. Get out. Get the fuck out. If you defend yourself here, you will be arrested. You will be, if somebody tries to fucking kill you, like with Kyle Rittenhouse, and you do what Kyle Rittenhouse did here, you'll spend the rest of your life in prison. And look, you got the Hollywood fucking morons supporting this shit. They're telling you you should have just died. Just die. So go someplace. Thankfully, there's state lines that we can all cross to get out of fucked up states. And go someplace where you can have open carry, because that will just be a more polite society. And remember, and they're going to try this, folks, when they come for your guns. Look at Australia. Oh, and when they come for your guns, they're going to come for the registered gun owners, and they're not going to go for the unregistered gun owners. Could you just imagine the optics of that? armored police cars going through fucking Hunters Point in San Francisco or Oakland or Richmond or Compton or East LA to go collect guns. So that means all the criminals, not saying everybody who lives there is a criminal, by the way. I'm just saying the ones who live there will have the guns. But yeah, the government will not go to those neighborhoods because of optics. So yeah, they're just going to come after the registered gun owners. Even inmates hate those types, but not Hollywood though, says Spence for $5. Yep. They do. Because everybody deep down inside, even ones in prison, everybody in prison wants to be forgiven. You know, I didn't meet very many people. I did meet a couple who were really happy in there. Like, it's the best they've ever had it in life. But most people in there were miserable. And if they probably had to do it over again, they probably wouldn't have done the thing they did. And they seek redemption and forgiveness because we all do. It's human nature. And one of those ways is, well, if you see a Fredo beating the shit out of him, it feels like at least I'm atoning for my sins in the only way I know how, beating the shit out of somebody. But it's also a jacket that it can be used to be, it's a jacket, you know, like a snitch jacket. It's like having a jacket put on you and you are labeled for the rest of time in prison like that. And it could be a death sentence. And I didn't notice that being falsely put on people a lot, which is, I guess, good. Because everybody knew the consequences of that. Because even if you're in protective custody, you're always at the mercy of the guards, but the guards are crooked as fuck in there, okay? I'd love to tell you otherwise, but I can't. I saw it. People of California, you voted for this. Reap what you sow, so don't complain. That says so says the fantastic Mr. Knox. $5 Australian. Let's see. My wife is listening. She's like, I can't believe you told that story. I've told it before. I think it's a good story. She could cut hair and throw a roundhouse. Fucking mean one, too. SJ Shady, 0169 for $10. Kathleen Kennedy drove $1 billion franchise into the ground. So far, not fired. Gina Carano has the wrong political opinion on Twitter. Fired and shamed. I stand with Gina Carano. Yes, she wasn't only fired, she was shamed, defamed, fucking slandered, libeled, whatever you want to say. I'm surprised she didn't sue. I kind of wish she would have. Somebody needs to. Joe Rogan needed to sue CNN. Somebody needs to. Because we, labels stick sometimes. Frank Wolf Connell for $5 says, it's the church of the woke. It's not a cult. They have their own dogma, clergy, and hierarchy of sins. I kind of see it the same thing. But if you want to call it church, that's cool. Not that I think all religions are cults. I don't, of course not. Not a religious person, but I'm not one of those people who hates religion. Giselle, not the model Giselle, the other Giselle. That trial is happening now and getting little media attention. Do you think the Rittenhouse trial is being used as a distraction? Yes, I think they're using everything they can as a distraction because Giselle has a lot of dirt on a lot of very powerful people who are probably fortifying their lives right now. I fear for Giselle. Not that I like Giselle, because I don't. She helped shepherd in a lot of abuse to a lot of young women, young boys probably too. Disgusting things that, by the way, that kind of abuse reprograms your brain for the rest of your life, okay? It leads to addiction issues. It leads to trust issues. It leads to relationship issues. A lot of times it can lead to more abuse. And it's an innocent kid. Innocent kid. That it is, in a lot of ways, worse than murder. It's the worst thing you could possibly think of. You're not human anymore when you do that. You lose your human card, and you lose any sympathy from me. People can resist urges. I resist the urge to drink every single day. Not that it's there every single day, but I resist the urge to get high. It's in my programming to get high, to get drunk, to go party. That's in my DNA, and I have to practice restraint every single fucking day. Gary, are you going to watch Ricada on Timcast tonight? Gerald Armstrong for $1.99. Of course. Of course I am. I'm glad he's going on. I'm happy as hell for Nick. I mean, Nick's going to blow up. He's going to have 1 million subs. And I said this on the, I'm going to repeat from what I said on the Nerdrotic at Night live stream. This is what you call, it's what you call inspiration. I am inspired by Nick. I am supportive of Nick. I am happy for Nick. I'm not jealous of Nick. I'm not going to go take inventory of Nick's fucking super chats. I'm not going to go after Nick's audience because that would be bitch made. I'm happy for Nick. Genuinely. It's fucking awesome to see somebody who's been on my channel, been on many others. I've been on his. We did a live stream about liberty because he liked one of my tweets. We had a great conversation. I think he's a good dude. He talks to everybody. He's super fucking chill. He's a great YouTuber, and I could not be happier for him. And I want him to absolutely destroy the media. And I'll, you know what? I'll be there to help whenever I can. And I'll be in my little corner rooting like hell for him. And let's not forget enabling hacks, says Orville Nation for $5. Let's not forget that. Gerald, yeah, thanks for bringing it to my attention. I honestly didn't know he was going to be on tonight, but now I do, and I'm going to watch it. The Grizzly for $10. I can't wait for the stars to come out and say what happened at the Christmas parade in Wisconsin was racial justice against Kyle. God, I can't stand Hollywoke. You and the rest of the FNT keep me sane. Excellent. You keep us sane. Hollywood needs to do something, and it was about two or 3 years ago because they're losing people forever now. And like I said, it's in entropy. The beginning of the end has started. People go, why? You're crazy. Of course they're still making money. I didn't say it's ending tomorrow. But an industry that could last forever isn't going to now. Because of ego, because of pride, and because, well, they're working against the system that benefits them. That eventually is going to hurt you. That'd be like me coming out as like a fucking socialist tomorrow that likes The Last Jedi. It just wouldn't, I couldn't do it, but it wouldn't be wise. I don't understand this one. Declan Lyons for £5 You're all wrong about the cartoon intro. It's Jace and the Wheeled Warriors. What's that? What is that? Is that from a different live stream? Did you super chat me by accident? I don't know, Declan. Gary, I sent you a crazy Star Wars table today on IG. It says Mia Soldier Boy for $9.99. I'll check it out. And you just reminded me of something. I got to show you this picture. Hang on. Somebody sent me something in the P.O. box. That's unbelievable. Hang on. By the way, this person has trademarked it, so don't steal this idea. I was hesitant to show it on Friday Night Tights, but the person has trademarked it, so that's good. Because people will fucking steal this idea. It's so good. I just got to make sure. There it is. Okay, you can't see anything. Good. All right, here we go. Woke the board game. They made this board and all the cards and the die and there's instructions. And when I get to Texas and get in my studio, we will play this game. It's fucking awesome. The creativity of you guys is unfucking believable. You're brilliant. And I fucking love you guys. So I'm going to give the guy full props and everything on the next Toxic Mailbag. I'm going to have to dedicate one to Anime Cami for sending me like basically all the anime and all the manga in the world. But yeah, this is fucking great. This is brilliant. Woke the board game. I fully support it. If it's going to be crowdfunded, just let me know and we'll support it. Because that is a fucking great idea. I love it. Well done. Well done. Making the best out of a bad situation. That's what we do. Boop. I have ADHD, so I'm checking my messages while I'm on a live stream. Shouldn't do that. I was watching, what was that? Who's I watching? Drunk 3PO. Like sitting there reading his chat for like a minute without saying anything. It's like, drunk, say something. He's like, it's like, I love Jay. I'm giving him shit, but I was like, dude, you haven't said something for like a minute. Fucking Jay. All right. Hey, you want to see somebody else dumb? Let's see somebody else who's dumb. Look at, look at Edgelord Princess here. How's that meth diet working out for you? X-Men 97 supervising producer Charlie Feldman declares Kyle Rittenhouse is a effing murderer following his acquittal. That's not all. She, by the way, head writer of X-Men 97, and I did see my good friend Yellow Flash get a lot of shit for calling this what I said. I didn't get shit, and I said the same thing in my video. I said, you don't want this. You don't want anything you love. You do not want adapted right now. It's bad enough we have Jar Jar Abrams and Bruce effing Tim, A2 Bruce, making a Batman the Animated Series a modernized, more global and accessible Batman the Animated Series. We're going to do this with X-Men, and they're probably going to fucking adapt all the Jason Aaron garbage. Iceman will be gay in the second episode. Just like Yellow Flash said, Rogue will have fucking pronouns by the third episode. It's going to be a shit show. It'll be more woke than the fucking Harlequin cartoon, which is just... Ugh. Okay, it's fine. Typical. She's also very much for communism. If you're blissfully unaware, white rage is trending because folks are trying to keep critical race theory from being taught. A totally normal and chill desire. No rage there. Just daisies and white supremacy. Actually, we're trying to keep racism from being taught to our children. All right? We're trying to keep segregation from being taught to my children. But you just fucking pass on what you've downloaded, you empty-headed person. It's to a point where every time I pass a 20-something lone white male, I feel I need to ask them to please not shoot people just in case. Oh my God, she's so funny and edgy. Man, I can't wait to watch fucking X-Men with dialogue like this. Oh, going to Comic-Con this week. Yeah, there's a Comic-Con this week. Did anybody know? I totally forgot. So I'm like, there's just, somebody was mentioning it on Twitter. I'm like, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to get tickets, but I went and tried anyway, and I got tickets. Like that. Maybe it's got something to do with you got to wear a fucking mask in there, but you don't have to have the poke. I just got to not have COVID. And I got to go get one of those rip-off rapid tests again. But I'm going to go, because I'm going to go visit some of my my buds down there. And to go shopping. It's at the convention center, but it's going to be basically Comic-Con as it was meant to be. Comic books. It's going to have comic books. No Hollywood. Nothing. So that's probably why I was able to get tickets. But I'll probably do a live stream from San Diego at some point in the next few days. Oh, what made me think of it? Well, it's weird going to conventions now because I see people I used to respect as writers or just like their writing, right? And I just see them now. It's like, oh, they fucking hate me because I want my superheroes to be superheroes. Not because I want my superheroes to be right wing. I don't want everybody to be, talking about taxation or immigration or whatever issue. I just want my superheroes to be superheroes. It's just basic shit. If you want to write a political book, write a political book. You want to know why they don't write political books or do independent political features? Because they know nobody wants to watch their bullshit or read their bullshit. So they have to force it in shit that people actually like to read. And then people don't like to read it anymore. And then lifelong comic book fans like yours truly and Az will quit, which is fine. You want to know why? Because there is stacks of shit I haven't read. Stacks that I can just buy the rest of my life and just read it. By the way, I have read some of this, by the way. A lot of this, including Carnage Mindbomb. Warren Ellis. This book was very controversial. And Deathlock. But these will be bagging and boarding for Real BBC tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time. I also have an almost complete set of Marvel 2-in-1. But yeah, I've got plenty to fucking do. I don't need to read your new shit. And that's why your sales are down. That's why you have to conflate manga numbers. That's why you have to fucking cheat and move goalposts to avoid and you've been doing this for years now to just avoid admitting that, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Mark Grendel. Oh, this is okay. Yeah, I'm getting into old territory here. What's the date today? Okay, yeah. I'm getting into old territory here. Hang on. Boop, boop, boop. On the donation side, we've got, how do I say this? Scruff Finer Herder. Oh, dude. I'm fucking retarded. I am so retarded. It's all like one word, so I guess I should have read it a little slower. It's scruffy nerf herder. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, okay. For $5. Gary, you are like a page out of comic book about a man who had to learn from his mistakes and become something more than he once was. A hero to inspire those in lowly situations. A light in the darkness. Stand strong because we all stand with you. All hail. Oh, thanks, man. That's nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sorry I didn't read your name. I mean, aside from it just being exhausting to try to be fucking right all the time, I'm not here to be right. I'm not here to save. I can't save shit. But you know, we can. We can. But thank you. Thank you. And we're all, I mean, we all get in a dark situation sometimes. We all do. And it's just how we react when we get out of it. Do we learn? Or do we just continue it? Because there's a point where personal responsibility comes into play, right? Repeated bad behavior, which is something I did. Repeated bad behavior. I wanted to blame everybody else. Spent years focusing on everybody else. Like that person's out to get me, or that, you know, like thinking that that would solve my problem. But after I alienated all my friends and I was just left with that guy in the mirror, I had to fucking face up. It's, oh, God damn it. I'm the asshole. I'm the asshole. I always tried to like put the ball in somebody's side of the court who wasn't even playing in the game to try to relieve myself of blame. I didn't mean that to rhyme. I really didn't. Caligula for $10. Did you see the people praising Rosenbaum as some kind of martyr? Makes me sick. Check this Reddit post from the brother of one of his victims. Let's see if I can get this queued up. Hang on. I will check it out. Thanks for the $10, Caligula. Whew, this is salty. Posted by 2 days ago. So sick of people praising my brother's drapist. I'm not going to talk about the case, verdict, or my opinion on it, but instead I want to reflect on the insane amount of people praising Rosenbaum, including celebrities. In the early 2000s, my younger brother was abused with what I think about a dozen other kids by that piece of shit. The court cases are sealed because they were all minors, so I won't be providing the names of any of them or exact charges. He and every other victim deserves privacy. We already had bad shit crazy. We already had batshit crazy conservatives, he's saying, trying to unseal the case so they could tout around victim stories with the gotcha moment. I do not fucking do that. Okay? Just don't. We know the story is out there. That's enough. Do not fucking out these people with this shit. That is, fuck, man, people. Fucking people. Be adults. Be human. Anyways, the fucker pled out like 11 counts of drape. And my brother and I are in the late 20s, 30s now, and he has mostly moved on. But until he was 14, he would cry almost every night and ask to sleep in the same bed as me or my sister or mom. I could only imagine what the other victims are going through. Now, somehow, I'm assuming, I no verification this is his actual brother, but I'll read it anyway. So there's a possibility this could be complete bullshit. Now somehow he made his way to Kenosha and was shot dead, whatever. Couldn't care less. Also, couldn't care less about the trial or the verdict of Kyle. What gets me is all these fucking celebrities calling him cutesy fucking nicknames and talking to him like he was such a great human being, like R.I.P. Joseph, or such a kind soul, or Pedro Pascal's a good actor, but somehow saw fit to call this piece of shit a hero. And R.I.P. JoJo. So, again, have no idea if that's the bro or not. Have no verification. But I'll agree with the sentiment, whether it's bullshit or not. Pedro Pascal praising fucking and sympathizing for Fredo's. Fuck you, dude. And no, it's not cancel culture, Keem. Big fucking difference, and I explained what the difference, what it was. Sorry, and I'm not going to apologize for. Yeah, I draw the line at sympathy for Fredo's. I just do. Don't really give a fuck what happened to you after that. Don't care. You could have shut your mouth. You could have not gone on Twitter and fucking popped off. You could, and like, no, I don't. I know Pedro isn't that fucking retarded. I know he knows the guy is a diddler, and he probably doesn't believe it. He probably thinks it's a right-wing conspiracy. Or he might have actual sympathy for him, like a lot of people do in Hollywood, and think it's just a persuasion, and is quiet about it. And is very quiet about it, like a lot of people are in Hollywood who just think it is a persuasion. And if they're patient enough people will get in power to make it a persuasion, which I've said repeatedly. There is a lot of people in California government, in power in Hollywood, who want that to be. And they are going to try to frame it in the most logical. I know you. I can hear you out there going, how can you frame this logically? They'll try. They will try. They will try. Let me put it this way. The angle has been and will be eventually to make it part of the alphabet. And then once it's part of the alphabet, then if you are against that, you're against the entire alphabet. Fortunately, a lot of individuals who are alphabet are very much against this, and that's good. And we need to hear from more of you calling this shit out, please. That's all I ask. Call this shit out as much as you can. For the sake of society, okay? Just for the sake of society. Athenon for $50. Thank you. Hail, Gary. Can't wait to see those beautiful books on tomorrow's Real BBC. Have a wonderful stream, and happy Thanksgiving to you and all in the chat. And happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thanksgiving to all of my, viewers here in the States and international viewers too. You guys can have turkey and mashed potatoes and stuffing and pumpkin pie. Oh, yeah. Hardwick Benthau for $1 says, please read my email, Doc Savage and the Shadow, as soon as possible. It's important, time-sensitive information that you need to know if possible. Please also send me a short response of few words after reading to let me know that you've read it. Hardwick, if I get it, if the email, as long as it's not a tome, I can read through it and get back to you. If it's a tome, it'll take a day or two. It depends. I got a manifesto the other day. I can't read manifestos. I just can't. Man of War 665, the neighbor of the beast, verse 665, says, I'm going to make a video on something. Going to title it, Everything is Shit. Feel free to use that title, brother. If I could, I would. I mean, I would love to like do a video like Hollywood is retarded. Hang on. Let's see if I can do this right now. I have a new video clip. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. I can add it live. Let's go. Media, capture, source. Is it media? Yeah, it's media. Okay, we're going to add a new one. This will be the 5th one. We'll do that. Okay. Pretty trees. Then we're going to go to my documents, my videos, and then we're going to choose the file retarded. We're going to pull up retarded. We're going to open.
Who's retarded now? Yeah. Who's retarded now? Yeah. Who's retarded now? Yeah.
It's one of my favorite lines in a movie. There we go. There we go. WG for $50. I'm sorry. Correction. $100. What boomer? What are you friggin' boomer? I meant to do that. I was trying to show it.
Who's retarded now? Yeah. Who's retarded now? Yeah.
Boomer. Don't boomer me when I'm doing something I meant to do. Come on, guys. Give me a... Never mind. Why do I even fucking bother? Rosenbaum, Huber, and Grosskurtz walked into a bar in Kenosha and asked for a drink. So Rittenhouse gave them each a shot. Not the funniest joke, but it'll have to do. All the best. Happy Thanksgiving, brother. Happy Thanksgiving to you, WG. He's a good American out there. He's a good American. A beautiful soul. Polaris sucks for $262. $262. Personally, I didn't love Ghostbusters. Hated the love story, but loved the nostalgia part. The girl actress carried the movie. The brother's story was weak. The brother was the weakest story. The young lady as the lead female version of Egon. I didn't think it was. She was supposed to be a girl genius, and I thought she did a really good job. I thought the movie had a ton of heart. I thought the kid playing podcast was fucking great. But yeah, the brother's story, he was just there to be there. Paul Rudd was good as Paul Rudd. It dragged in at points. It really did. I don't give movie grades. A 7 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. I'd give it. But man, like it pulled something off that I didn't think it could pull off. And you got to give it tons of credit for that, because that could have gone so wrong. The thing that they did, what I won't mention, just wow. Hey, Gary, been listening to 90s rock lately and rediscovered Primus. Are they and Les Claypool still good in your opinion, or did they go off the deep end at some point? Pray you and the family get to Texas soon. Matt 317 for $3. I'm still good. Primus is from the Bay Area, so I'm not sure. They're probably fucking wackadoodle fucking communists. I have no idea. Maybe Les Claypool's cool. I never heard his politics, and I haven't thought about it for a long time, but Les Claypool's a fucking genius bass player, and I love Primus. I saw him live at Lollapalooza. It was fucking awesome. As a bass player, mad respect for that man. I still think, that being said, Geddy Lee's better. Giant Ant Whistle, Geezer Butler, those are my guys. I was just listening to some Geezer, some Black Sabbath at the gym. It's fucking awesome. You know, even Chris Squire, you know, Flea. Flea's good too. Really good. Captain Spire for $5. Sorry to keep bugging you about this, but the address is still good for the coffee. Yes, I got the coffee. Been happy, busy with life. Love and holidays. Keep well, keep safe, and I hope one day you can own your own firearm to defend yourself and your family. Yeah, thank you, Captain Spire. And yeah, it's going to be good. The address is going to be good for another 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'm going to pull the P.O. box. But it'll forward to my new P.O. box in Texas. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something about that now, because I'm not really comfortable. You know, before I just didn't worry about it. I'm like, you know, I don't really foresee the time I'll ever need a gun. Right? Well, now I do. And I don't have Second Amendment rights. And I would like to have I want all my rights back. I've been a good citizen for decades now. And I think I've done my time. And I think it's bullshit that I have to go through an entire another process to maybe get some of my rights back when I have shown that I am a model citizen for almost 30 years. But I'm going to go through it. I got to get a lawyer. I got to go through all kinds of shit. It'll take me about a year. And people don't get their gun rights back. They just don't. But I'll try. But yeah, I want open carry, dude. Like I did straight up. That's what I want. And that's just something I just thought it was impossible. I thought it was impossible, but I think I got to try. Thing is, you know who's going to be signing my pardon? Gavin fucking Newsom. Do you think he's going to sign my pardon? I don't. I'll tell you right now. He'll look at it and take if he sees Caucasian, he'll just say nope. Man of War 665, the neighbor of the beast for 665. Firings, them boxes ain't gonna kick themselves, brother. ESG, grease gonna smooth all the rough edges. You're right. And ESG, you know who brought that up was the old MTV VJ on Joe Rogan. I actually played some of it on a Nooner a year ago. Comics Division has been covering it. Adam Curry. So if you want to know who broke the ESG story, it was Adam Curry. Go watch his Joe Rogan episode from a year ago. I think it's when Joe first moved to Texas. It was like his first or second interview. Watch the whole episode. It's fun. There's a lot of good. By the way, tonight I think the Tim Pool is going to be on Joe Rogan. Then Rakeda is going to be on Tim Pool. I'm on right now. That sounds pathetic, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a good night tonight. And then maybe when you're going to sleep, listen to Adam Curry and Joe Rogan if you want to really know about fucking ESG. And Adam Curry's got a good fucking podcast. That is a good podcast. Kung Fu Hot Dog for $3. Hey, Gary, big fan from the UK. Ghostbusters scored big at the box office. Victory for the fans. Went to Comic-Con in the UK in October and scored nothing but retro comics and really cheap prices. Hail Friday Night Tights. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, because a lot of this stuff is cheap, especially the DC stuff. If you want to get bronze DC, and some of it's questionable writing, but if you want to get bronze DC or even better, if you want to get some 80s DC, fucking cheap. You can get a full run of 80s Justice League. I got it for $200. $200 on eBay. I got to show you guys. I found my CGCs. Got Stan to sign that. It cracked, though, so I got to fix it. Ooh, don't want to do that. There you go. Son of Satan. And this is the Comic Outpost Avengers Assemble variant. I will be giving this away at a meetup because I have two of them. I also have the Comic Out. Now, I have a bunch of raw versions of these that I'm going to give away too. They're going to be part of an Instagram giveaway. By the way, you want to be part of that giveaway, Instagram.com/Nerdrotic. Get us up to 10,000. I think we're 400 away from 10,000. Melissa really wants that. And we will give away this. Unfortunately, this file got fucked up, but this is the Amazing Spider-Man Comic Outpost variant. And that's it. Instagram.com/Nerdrotic. She'll be doing that giveaway when she gets back. I think it's after Thanksgiving. John Nada, thank you for the $5 donation. I appreciate it. Jester of Roanoke for $2. So depressed and black-pilled on everything right now. The country I live in is likely voting for masks again, maybe even vax passes. It's insane, and I wish I had the money to move to Texas. Don't even have my beloved shows to escape anymore. Jester of Roanoke, don't black pill, buddy. It's all right. We got each other, and I think the one thing you can be is the one sane person in your area, and if you want to change it, dude, I don't know if you can run for office. I don't know if you can become a supervisor. I don't know if you can get a grassroots effort. We all need to start doing something and fighting. But we can't afford to lose you, man. I know it's tough. And it's shitty. But if you can't move right now, like maybe that's a goal you can work towards. And that will keep you busy. That's something you can look forward to every day. And that keeps you from black pilling. You can like do a little mini white pill in your life and just give yourself an achievable goal to work for. That's what inspires me. That's what inspires me. That was on the donation side, by the way. Thank you for circumventing Mama Susan. And Jester Roanoke, you know I love you, man. Hang in there. Drowning Clown for $100. Holy shit. Thank you. You guys are great today. I think people are just fucking fired up because Rittenhouse was a white pill moment. People were fired up. I've seen, again, Ryan's live stream. Definitely check out his live stream on Sundays. He had like 1,500 people in there and the chat was great. I was in there. Eric July was in there. It was a good time. I think even Drunk 3PO was in there. I mean, a big star. Thank you for everything you do, Gary. We all needed this Rittenhouse white pill. Nick killed it. You all giving your input. Even Tim Pool's rooting for him, and all the coverage highlighted the truth. P.S. Razor was awesome on Friday Night Tights. Can't wait to see him again. Thank you for the $100. And yeah, publicly and unashamed, I'm a Razor Fist fucking fanboy. I love fucking Razor Fist. I watch every single one of his fucking videos. I don't miss shit. I loved his book. I love what he does. I think his content that's not political is fucking equally as good. You know, his metal mythos and his, talking about pulp and just fandom is fucking spot on. And he could not have come on at a better time. And that was an all-timer show. Straight up all-timer show. And it's performing like it too. It's going to be our second most watched show outside of Alex. And it's looking like it's going to hit like 200,000 views. It had a 2-minute average watch time. It's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. So the average audience, not counting the people who dipped in and out, that means a lot of people stayed for most of it. That is, and that's thanks to you. And he was great. And you know what? The guys were great. I am surrounded by the best fucking co-hosts a guy could ever ask for, period. Talented, fun. They also happen to be my friends. Not a zero among them. Jokum start for 50 Swedish krona. Success is irrelevant. You are our favorite boomer. Hey, if I'm favorite something, I'll take boomer. I'll take it. Like I said, if you get a laugh at my expense, then you're laughing, right? Nerd Cookies. What's up, Nerd Cookies, for $5? Hey, Gary, I can't catch all the nooners, but I'm glad I caught this one. Always love your pontifications. Keep up the great work. You too, Nerd Cookies. Go check out her channel. She's killing it on the lore. And I like her voice. I think her voice is great. Nerd Cookie's voice and Jane Theory's voice. Just good, nice, soothing voices. I like it. Water Jabbers for $5 says, shot through the heart, and he's to blame. Hubert gives men a bad name. Oh. You barely earned that, but you did. You earned the rim shot. Thank you for the $5. Apollo 536 for $10. Going back to your earlier topic, history shows that those who start the revolution are usually the first to be lined up and thrown against the wall once the revolution has no further use for them. Oh, you mean like Cuba? Exactly, Apollo 536. What happened to all the folks who stirred up the revolution and helped Castro? First motherfuckers killed. You want to know why? Because you don't want them to stir up a revolution on you. Because some people just like to stir up revolutions. Che Guevara. Che Guevara didn't believe in fucking shit. He just liked war. He liked to rape and pillage and kill people. Men, women, children. But please put his fucking face on a fucking t-shirt. How did he get killed again? Getting ratted out by his own. Ison Falke for €5. By any chance, will you review Foundation on Apple TV? Fantastic show. I have to do Picard. I will be reviewing Hawkeye. I will be reviewing Witcher Season 2. I will be reviewing Star Trek Discovery live. I'm doing live reviews of Doctor Who and Star Trek Discovery. You'll see if you catch it live, it'll be on this channel. If you miss it, it's on Nerdrotic Live, the upload. What else am I reviewing? Spider-Man No Way Home. Peacemaker in January. Cobra Kai. Better Call Saul when it comes back. I'll be doing weekly reviews of that. I missed last season. Maybe. I want to do some fun stuff. I really want to review Daredevil. Because I'm watching Daredevil again. And it's they don't make shows like that anymore. Daredevil is it has gotten better with age. It is the best TV show, period, of the last 15 years. Daredevil, seasons 1 and 2, best TV show of the last 15 years. You will not be able to change my mind because I am right and you know it. It's also the best thing Marvel's ever done, the best adaptation of a major superhero. I would still argue that Sin City is probably one of the best adaptations of a comic book, and the best interpretation and adaptation, or the best interpretation of a single character, is J.K. Simmons' J. Jonah Jameson. But Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin, fucking great. You think state prison is corrupt? If only I could tell you what my brother has seen in the private. The things that could happen. Crazy stuff. Marksman of 117B for $5. I imagine it's the same. I imagine it's the same. I can't see it being different. Because private prisons are subject to, they are still under state oversight, right? So you still have state people observing, knowing what's going on. And if you think, not to totally disagree with you, but if you think that the private places can hide more shit than the state can, I would argue, well, the state knows that the dirty shit's going on and they're ignoring it. The state would probably be way more into what the private prison is doing. Now, maybe if we're talking about guards and they don't have to go through the vetting process that a state one does, maybe on that one. I am not the biggest fan of prison, but they are necessary because as many people were in there and as shocked at what I saw, I didn't see any innocent people. So there is no easy fucking answer for this because the vast majority of people I met in there deserve to fucking be in there and they should not have been in society, including me. I was the news in Encinitas. Like anytime there was a crime report in the quiet little town of Encinitas, it was fucking me most of the time. Rash of burglaries here, me. Vandalism at the state, me. 2 men were fighting in front of the La Paloma Theater. Me. I mean, not everything, but I was a lot. There was crime there. We had gangs there. We had a gang there. The ENC gang. They were like the Vatos. You didn't fuck around with them, though. Take some money from, but hey, I'd love to, like, maybe I could compare notes with somebody who's been in a private prison and we can just like tell horror stories for a live stream. Take some money from, again, partly locked down Germany. Although we have 70% vax rate, the only solution for the cases was this again. Are you guys locked down? Michael? Ermish? I thought, I'm confusing you with other Nordic countries. God, well, it's Germany. Sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry you're in that state. And dude, somebody tried to laugh. I said, don't think Gavin Newsom won't lock the non-vaccinated down. Somebody like laughed. I was like, they're thinking about it. Like it's on the fucking table. Like I wouldn't have tweeted that if I hadn't heard from a very credible source that a lot of shit is on the table. Kind of like, you know, the same person who told me we're going to get locked down for fucking months and months and months. And I talked about it on a live stream about 5 days before it happened. Yeah. Looking for a place that has a good private school for my autistic son. How did Texas look in that regard, Gary? We're still looking, HTK bass player, for $5, but I will let you know. Melissa's on it. Private schools don't like to take autistic kids. Brings the averages down. Kind of a shitty situation, but I will let you know. We're looking. Thank you, Marksman. Thank you, HTK bass player. Eisenfalk for £5. Thank you. The Feller for $4.99. Gary, when are you coming to Texas? Would love to see you guys at a meetup here. You're amazing and love you. Love you all. Keep killing it. January, I believe. I think the meetup will probably be in like February, but very soon. Like I've got a lot to do. So I'm taking it one day at a time. Just worried about streaming today and getting a video done. I'll be waiting for Escape from San Francisco Part 3 from Perry Chan. JS Pena for $4.99. Well, you might get it in the next vid. Hey, Gary, are you going to make a video about something before or after Picard review? Before Istophobe for $6.65, because it'll be easier. I'll be able to get it done in a day. Thanks to the help of Perry Chan. NFX Cowboy Bebop is USA's revenge over Pearl Harbor. Brendan Lucas for $2. Netflix Cowboy Bebop is the United States revenge for Pearl Harbor. Oh! Best time is now for 1999. That was Eugenio of Olivencia. Oh, no, that was Brendan Lucas. Eugenio Olivencia for $4.99 says The Black Lagoon is a perfect anime for normies. American-style action, violent as hell, and the leading ladies will eat you alive. Highly recommend. I just imagined you as a really Italian person with a bad Italian accent. Larry Herzog Jr. for $5. The Waukesha vehicle he crossed county lines. And didn't he make a music video? Did I see that correctly? He made a music video, and he really hates white people, but it's not politically motivated. Chris X14N for $5. Thanks, Gary, for the on-the-job entertainment. It's sad what's happening to California. It used to be the Golden State. Now it's the Fool's Golden State. Ooh, good point. California Fool's Gold. Unpopular movie reviews for $5 knows the awesomeness of Lou's Records. He says, Lou's Records is awesome. Shout out to downtown Encinitas and Moonlight Beach. Fuck yeah, dude. I'm going to miss it. The Filiberto's there. The La Paloma Theater. where I did Rocky Horror with Mrs. Nerdrotic for back in 88, 89, and 90. Also got really, really high in that theater a lot. Down the street used to be my comic shop, Thrill Books. It was called Thrill Books. I almost want to take that name. Yeah. Downtown Encinitas, beautiful place. Rough Girl, if I hear you call yourself a name, I'm going to jump through that TV and smack you around. Do you realize what you've brought together? We've brought it together. I don't know what, I mean, I'm an idiot with the microphone, Rough Girl, but thank you. Black fan here calling you out, says Bert for $5. Black fan here calling out your privilege. How am I supposed to compete with you and your wife? And when your wife is amazing hair, how am I supposed to compete with you and your wife when she's an amazing hairstylist? You got hairstylist privilege. Bert, I do. I will acknowledge my privilege of banging the hairdresser. It's got its privileges, including getting a haircut. Here's the deal though. Like, I can only get my haircut by her. So when she disappears for a month, then I start getting like Grizzly Adams, man. Start looking like Randall Carlson. Nobody can handle Randall. Bearded Old Bear for $5. Hi, Gary. I sent you an email yesterday about a toy and comic shop owner in Milwaukee who needs some help. If you could take a look, I'd appreciate it. I will take a look at it. Thank you for sending that. We'll see if we can drum up some help for him. Happy to help a fellow comic shop owner. Comic shop owners largely are not the enemy, folks. Some of them are, okay. Some of them bent the knee. Some of them are more about comic creators and writers than about the paying customer. And I'll point those ones out to you. I'll be happy to do that. But a lot of them are just regular guys who just want to sell comic books. Unpopular movie opinions. Look at me. I'm media now. Yep. It's Waukesha. That's how it's pronounced by the locals. Okay, Waukesha. Waukesha. Don't you know? Rosie G12 for $19.99. Gary, when you get up to speed on the Waukesha incident, you will be horrified yet again. It was completely political, and the guy without a soul. And the guy was out on bail. I did hear about that. Yeah, the guy was out on bail for already beating a woman. He mowed down a bunch of people at a Christmas parade. It looks like it was not only politically motivated, it was racially motivated. And the police are keeping it quiet because what? The white people, are the white folk going to go out and riot, or is it to protect the narrative? I'm not really sure. It just is an evil guy who mowed down some white people. I'm not going to think, you know what? I'm not going to think all black people are bad because one guy did this who happens to share pigment with another human being. But I'd sure like to know everything about it. And those poor people. And kids. And my kid's in Wisconsin right now. Eric K., who's not supposed to be super chatting. Gary, who is on first? What is on second? I don't know. Third base. Yeah, I didn't watch the video. I'm not going to watch the video. No need to watch that video. Some video I've seen, some video I don't. I don't need to see people get mowed down. Hearing about it, I'm convinced. You don't need to convince me any further. But I hope some people do see it. The people who are in denial, like, watch it. But for those of you who know what's going on, you know, I don't know. It's up to you. I know that Isildur will appear in the third episode of Lord of the Rings. And do you think it will be the third age, but my theory, it is still the second age because the writers see Aragorn living a long life, so they think Isildur will too. Maybe Mikey Gussler for $20. I have a feeling that the first couple episodes are going to take place over eras. So I think they're going to show the fall of Numenor, and then they'll jump another couple hundred years and show something else. Maybe the forging of the rings. Yeah, I mean, like, and then they'll jump to Isildur. And then the whole series will lead up to the first War of the Ring. That's what I think is going to happen. But we're going to have like non-binary elves, and gender will be addressed. LGBTQ representation will be addressed. And my argument is, no, it doesn't need to be in everything. There is no lack of alphabet representation in Hollywood. There never has been. It's just been closeted. I'm sorry they had to be closeted. That wasn't good. I'm glad people are able to live their lives open without any repercussion for the most part. I mean, there's probably places that aren't safe for them, like Saudi Arabia, countries. But West Hollywood, you're fine. Castro, you're fine. All of San Francisco, all of LA. Well, no, there's parts of LA where nobody's fine. You're very much in danger if you go down the wrong street. But here in San Diego, you're fine. You're fine. It's fine. It's okay. Nobody has a problem with it. There's no lack of representation. But if you're adapting a story from an author, you want to respect that author. And if you can't, then don't adapt the story. Just simply don't do it. Because if you go against the overarching message or just the foundation, if you go it and you break it, then you break the story. It happens 100% of the time. It may be hard to remember that quite often people may not. Wait, I lost my train of thought. People may not. Where was it? It may be hard to remember quite often. People may not like a thing, even if it's not woke. And that's perfectly. Oh, I read this one earlier. Okay, good. Gina Carano is a better role model for young men than Mark Ruffalo or Pedro Pascal, says Daniel for $5. Totally agree. Could not agree more. Oh, there we go. All right. So Marvel, like I said, I was talking about this last night, and it didn't, or a couple nights ago, and it hit me. It was let's see if this one works. There we go. It works. It hit me that I see things. I'm aware of what's going on YouTube, right? I watch a lot of YouTube, and I try to keep my finger on the pulse of YouTube. I am aware of what people are saying. I am aware of what people are doing. I don't address it because I don't do drama because I think it's bitch made, but I'm aware of what people are saying. And saying that Marvel and Star Wars are in a good place and they are successful right now, and whatever goalpost you need to move is a thing profitable. Well, Marvel isn't profitable, not this year. Now, was it some finagling by Disney to maybe save some lost money on parks by reporting a loss on the movie side? That's probably what happened. But that being said, they reported a loss. Disney Plus has flatlined on subscribers, and Marvel did not help. We have had 4 Marvel shows and 3 Marvel movies, and Disney lost money. Disney Plus sucks. It's not a very good fucking platform. The video quality is so-so. And it's got a bunch of shit that people have already seen 100 fucking times. It doesn't have very much new. And what is new is homogenous garbage. And the writing that did you know there's no showrunners for D+ Marvel shows? No showrunners. Because Kevin Feige is in charge of everything now. And he's starting to lose it. He's starting to fucking lose it. So he's systematically removed a lot of people who helped make the MCU what it is. They all gone now, and it's just Kevin. Will we get something as good as Guardians or Winter Soldier again? No. Best you can hope for is maybe something as good, and people argue that this isn't good. I think Thor Ragnarok is pretty much the quality you can expect. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I think Infinity War was truly like the last really fucking good thing they did. Everything else has been, Endgame was a mess. Captain Marvel was shit. Shang-Chi was boring and filled with intersectional feminism. They were too afraid to make their fucking main character a fucking man, an alpha. He was a little beta. Falcon and Winter Soldier was race baiting fucking shit. WandaVision started out good, turned into intersectional feminist shit because all of this is inexperienced writers. It's all inexperienced writers. Writers who have no life experience, writers who can't fucking write dialogue to save their fucking life, writers who hate the material they're adapting, and they're trying to pervert it, vandalize it, and mutate it into something it is not. And that's why it doesn't work. Sure, there's a bunch of consumers out there who will just eat up whatever they fucking buy. And, isn't it funny? Isn't it interesting? Channels that used to fawn over Marvel used to do really fucking well. Like, that's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. If you're in pop culture, you want to be covering good content that's actually good. Not, I'm just going to say it's good so I can be a little corporate simp or be part of this space. Whatever, the space is fucking immense, by the way. There could be plenty of channels, and there are, that just go out and fucking love Marvel and everything they shovel out. And like, fine, I don't care if they exist. I could care less if channels like that exist. You don't see me making videos going, breaking down like, I can't believe this guy liked fucking Shang-Chi. I can't believe it. But there's so many very insecure people out there that can't handle our opinions on Marvel. They're afraid we're going to hurt Marvel. Like, Marvel might go away. Marvel will go away if they continue making shit. And I would hope that even the people who think they might agree with what's going on politically might at least step back and go, this is bad. We have actors being divisive. We have plots being divisive. Plots. Watchmen. Horrific. Fucking horrific. But it won't change. It won't change. There's and a lot of it, I'll just come out and say it. There's one guy, he straight up wants to have sweaty anal sex with Jeremy. He does. I mean, that's the only conclusion I can come to. You talk about somebody that long, for that fucking long, and after that you don't make a point. It's just he's holding back and saying, I want to have sweaty anal with Jeremy, and I want to be catching. And that's fine. I'm not judging, but just come out and say it, dude. Hardwick Benthau for $1. Have you gotten around to watching Boss Level yet? No, but I want to. It's one of the best movies of this year. It has good action, great dark humor, and fun performances by Frank Grillo. Mel Gibson, I know Mel Gibson's in it too, and Selena Lowe. And remember, I am Guinan, and Guinan has done this. Hardwick, I will watch it. I will watch it. I got very close to firing it up, and then I'm like, I want to watch Daredevil. But I like Frank Grillo. I think, and I've heard very good things about it. To my biggest fan, cheers from Portugal, Kathleen Kennedy for $3. Hey, Kathleen, you won. Kathleen, you won. You killed Star Wars. You got everything you want. The Force is female, and apparently female Force is really fucking incompetent and bad. So you won. You won. You killed Star Wars. All those years you had to go get coffee for Steven Spielberg, and somehow you took it out on George. I don't know why, because you didn't do a lot of business with George, to be honest with you. She rose above her station. Kathleen Kennedy was probably a very good producer and is a fucking horrible head of a studio. She has been rewarded with her failure, and I look forward to many more fired directors or directors leaving projects, unplanned Star Wars, and we'll probably spend the rest of our time just adapting Filoni's fucking Clone Wars or Rebels, and just not into it. I'm just not into it. People are fucking more power to you. Have fun. If you support Star Wars, if you give them money, you will guarantee they make more shitty Star Wars. Just know that. Supporting Star Wars right now is just supporting shitty Star Wars. Now, if you're okay with that, that's fine. But as far as the dream of things turning around, ain't happening with this one. You got to choose your battles, all right? I'm not saying black pill on life, but there's some things that are just a waste of time and energy. And Star Wars is it. I'm sure, you know what? Boba Fett will probably be perfectly average. It'll be a perfectly average show that's averagely good, that will get vastly overpraised. You know, and like, hey, I got nothing against, I'm forgetting the actor's name now, but I've nothing against the actor. Boba Fett is not a lead titular character. Boba Fett was basically a fan creation. I was there. He was basically a cool fucking looking action figure. And was pretty cool in Empire. But then he turned into a dumb bitch in Jedi. So I don't care. I don't care. I would not, unsolicited advice, I would not hang my hat on Star Wars. If you're going to do a channel, if you're going to do a podcast, branch out. There's other things. Jack for $5. I went to a mental hospital in my early 20s, but it was voluntary. Even so, I may get caught by the NICS system anyway, which would cost me about $2,000 to clear up. Ay. Yeah, you still might want to clear it up, Jack. And that's fucking lame. That's just lame that's on your record forever. Especially, there should be a distinction if it's voluntary, okay? All right, we're going to wrap things up, folks. Got to go. If I missed anything, oh, by the way, we got some members here. We got Robert Wiles. Be blessed with, we will always be there for you. Well, oh, thank you, Robert. And I'll be here for you, bud. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. Gerald Armstrong, thank you for the reminder on Ricada, by the way. Oh, I can't see that. Wanted to send you a t-shirt. My wife has an Etsy TMK merch and wanted to send you a t-shirt. She designs Patriot stuff, was wondering size. Large. I'm sorry I can't see your name. You can see I can't see your name there for some reason. We got Jens Anderson. says, what's up? What's up? Been a member for 9 months. Thank you. And then we got Silver Axe 13 says, hey, Gary, hope you have a great Thanksgiving. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get rid of that. Let's do this. Decriminalize stuff or don't intervene. Just let them be. Don't enforce laws and are the go-to argument of the left. Yep. Until they're right at somebody's fucking front door. Darius Munchausen, thank you for the $1.49 on the popcorn, brah. Member for 9 months. Idle Paul, Walnut Creek robbery was Saturday. Last night they hit Hayward and oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I'm about to go do my research for my video right now. Hail, Gary and chat, enjoying Enemy of the State. I'll check that out, John Plant. Thank you very much. Fantastic, Mr. Knox. Thank you. There's Grant Kilbrick for what's up for 11 months. Gary, I hope you and your family are well. Did you see Marvel want to remake Daredevil? Don't understand why. By the way, not going to watch STD season 4. Done with it. Yeah. I make my decision tonight on whether I'm even going to make a video on the first episode. I usually do. If it is, it'll be fucking short, and I will do a season review. But the only thing I can say right now is, and like, no offense to anybody who's big boned out there, but Tilly is fucking fat. My God, she put on like 50 fucking pounds. All right, we got Olaf Van S. says, keep it up, Gary. We got Mark Smith says, Nerdrotic, brother, keep up the great work. Thank you. And hail, Gary. Hail, Friday Night Tights. Thank you for everything from Michael Ruka. From Mikhail Ruka. Sorry about that. And Raj H, what's up? Thank you for the thumbs up. You're all members. You're all wonderful. And you're all wonderful. So thank you for all the super chats and donations. If I missed anything, it'll go on a square up. There is a square up. I did about 3/4 of the questions from Friday Night Tights and took on some new ones on Nerdrotic Live. Just look for the Nerdrotic at Night Hollywood Triggered. It's a square up. So I squared up Doctor Who from last week and pretty much most of Friday Night Tights with Razor Fist. Once again, thank you, Razor Fist, for coming on. And once again, thank you, Az from Heel versus Babyface, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, Ryan from RK Outpost, Comics Division, Odin, Tom, who's out there, Quarter Black Garrett, oh my God, Chrissy Mayer, X-Ray Girl. If I forgot somebody, I'm sorry. They did a fucking great job on Friday. It was fucking brilliant. And Chrissy's first like official show as a full-timer was fantastic. So the next time you'll see me will be hopefully a video. And Real BBC tomorrow with Mahler and Az on his channel, 10 a.m. Pacific time. I got lots of fucking comics to bag and board. Plus, I'm going to break out my Ghostbusters 1/6 scale, which have been in a box forever. So I'm going to break them out because just because I wanted to. Honestly, I haven't even looked at them in a long time. So that'll be it. And again, anything will be made up on a square up. Subscribe to Nerdrotic Live. Please follow me on Instagram, instagram.com/Nerdrotic. You could win stuff. Eric put in a link earlier on in the show. There's going to be a Nerdrotic blend coffee, that you'll be able to win and then eventually buy. And yeah, the next giveaway is going to have what's called a raw copy, not a CGC copy of the Comic Outpost variants. I've got 3. There's 3 different ones. And one of them is Miles Morales' first meeting of Peter Parker, the 616 Peter Parker. Spider-Man #1. So it's Spider-Man #1, Avengers Assemble #1, and Amazing Spider-Man 666. So you get a chance to win that shit. That is fucking cool. So until next time, everyone, again, thank you to the Modrotics. Thank you to the chat. You're fucking wonderful. Go watch Joe Rogan and Tim Pool, or go watch, Ricada on Tim Pool later. Don't forget I'll be watching that. And yeah, not all who wander are lost. And may the wings of liberty never lose a feather.
Nerdrotic.com.
retarded now? Yeah.
Stop eating my sesame cake. Stop eating my sesame cake!
Cake, 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 cake,
Pizza time.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, fuck! God!
Head on. Apply directly to the forehead. Head on.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
cake.